Are you looking for a new hero tier list that is being updated? This video is for you, a nubby. In this video, I'm going to be updating my hero tier list for the month of November 2023 for the game King God Castle. As a reminder, every month I update this hero tier list, and based on my feelings and my experience with the game, I've been playing the game for a while, boys. And who better else to tell you who is the best other than myself? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, subscribe, like the video to keep up with that every month, and we're going to do it for the month of November. So the month of November is kind of very interesting because it's a month where they release a brand new mode, a pretty big mode, Strife Battlefield, if you guys been playing it. And every time they release this new mode, they skip a hero, right? So this month of November, there is not a new hero. The newest hero is still Victoria. She's been out for a while now, and right now Strife Battlefield is up, and this is patch 4.2.9. so this updated tier list is going to be on this patch, beta season Strife Battlefield, boys. So if you're watching this in the future, then it might be a little outdated, but that is the joy of going back and updating the hero tier list every month. And it's your boy Knob here doing it. No one else is doing it. You guys, I'm a one-stop shop, King God Castle. You guys subscribe and I will provide you the information, boys. So let's get into it. It's going to be alphabetical order. Last time I kind of did it in a confusing way, I do admit, and there was some, there was some comments on it. I do agree. So I have fully reset the bracket here. We're going to be going through it alphabetical order, and I'm going to be talking about timestamps down below. And to be honest, the tier list hasn't really changed too much. There are some tweaks I would make, and let's just go into it. So Agathe last time was a B. To be fair, since the last tier list, there hasn't been a hero balance. So most of these changes are going to be based on Strife Battlefield, how I feel about Strife Battlefield viability in the current state, and also Arena buff, okay? And other than that, it hasn't really been changed too much. So we're gonna be going through it really quick. So Alberon, he's a healer, hero lock, nice character. I believe he was C tier, yes, C tier. And by the way, okay, just caveat, I need to say it. There's a lot of misconception. Tier list doesn't mean strictly power and damage, okay, boys? Like, there's a lot of, every time I do this, everyone's like, you put this hero in C tier, okay? And C, he does a lot of damage. I can, destroy chapter 10 knob. Why isn't he A? I don't get it. It's a lot of stuff. You're gonna see supports in S rank, for example, and supports don't do damage, for example, right? So this is not purely based on how much damage. To be honest, every freaking hero in this game, if you've been playing for King God Castle for a while, you know that every hero is viable in some way, except for like maybe one or two, you know what I'm saying? But every hero does a lot of damage given some items, except there's a lot of factors, okay? And this is my list, and there's a lot of viability and things like that. I do explain how I do my list based on my first tier list of this series. So if you could go back and listen to all that explanation, I'm not gonna do it here, but I just thought I'd let you guys know. Aramis still really good, A. If any of these really change, I will state it. Otherwise, if they are the same, I'm not gonna really comment on it. Isaac, B. And I understand that a lot of people are kind of new, so like you kind of see all these faces down here, so I will say their names. So yeah, Baldir, I did put him in A, I believe, last time. I've been playing with him for a little bit, and a lot of people are like, oh, he's like, by the way, this is everything level 20 max, everything, okay, boys? Like, you have max everything, you have all the characters max, and this is the power of each hero compared to the others, all right? So this is very important to know. And Baldir, I'm gonna say B. I'm gonna put him down B. He goes down for me. I have been playing him and testing him out quite a bit, and I have to say he's B, man. And also another thing that I'm factoring in is how much he's picked and how much he's really seen, and there are reasons for that, right? There are reasons. The main reason why people aren't some heroes might not aren't seen as much is because other heroes usually do better at what he does, right? A lot of these heroes, they do a lot of damage, and let's be honest, there are a lot of heroes in this game that does better damage in general. So Bardrey, the only battery unit in the game, she is still as Bombie. This is I will admit, he is a little pocket pick. Oh man, A. Do I put him in A, boys? I think he honestly, okay, I'll put him in freaking A. I'll put him in A. I would put him in S because it's a little bias coming in, but I'll give him A, and I'll see how I feel about it. For this updated November tier list, I will put him in A. If I have been trying him out a little more, and I'm failing more with him, and there are a lot of heroes that does, you know, things better. So I think A feels a little better, and a lot more people would agree probably. Behemus still strong. He's a little weak right now, to be honest, a little weak. So B, I love me Behemus. Cain also B. He received some changes. He's the only character that does generate those items for you, right? And because of that unique mechanic, yeah, he's godlike in raids when you get items, okay? Just because of that, he's not S, boys, okay? And his power level, like as a carry, okay, not just the fact that he can generate items, all right? Just as a carry, he has some fundamental issues. I've said this in the other video as well, where my main issue with him is that his invulnerability frames doesn't start when he leaps. Like, he can fall down and still die when he's like doing his animation. That is my issue. If that gets fixed, he might be freaking S tier. I love me Cain, but yeah, B tier. Cathy, she you know, Cathy, she's good, but she was like A. She was A when she was like OP, but I think she's like in the mid tier, okay? And again, that doesn't mean that she doesn't do bonkers damage. She does bonkers damage. Everyone on this list mainly does bonker damage, boys. Chung Ah is another fan favorite. She's not like bad like C. I think she's like between B and C for me, to be completely fair, but I think it would kind of do a disservice to put her in C, because she actually, you know, not bad actually, not as bad as you would think like in the past. Daniel still D, Draco still C. He still needs changes. It's downtrend, boys. Esthea still really good, you know. B, pretty solid. Brings a lot of utility, a lot of damage, but I think B is the way to go. Evan, you start with him, one of the most solid all-around characters in the game. S. Gidnil, he is B tier, provides you a unique utility of spell shield for your team, like very needed in Tower Trials competitive stuff, and if you need a one slot support for defensive, like, you know, mechanic or an option for your team, throw Gidnil in there and you are good. Haerang, some people might put him in A, okay, I'm gonna put him in S. He is the one-stop shop for freaking stuns, okay? Pair him with Bardrey, or if you just use freaking mage, you know, mage altar with some bows, you know, like it is ultimate CC lock for greed boss. Take off those greed raid boss stacks, and you're not going to be using this guy for, like, you know, he's not going to be your invasion farmer chapter, okay? But other than that, what he does bonkers levels good. Hansi, this is another one that a lot of people no offense, okay, newer players tend to say, oh, why is Hansi C rank? If you put triple bows, she has 80% execute. She is S tier, boys, S tier, and that is just the wrong perspective, right? And it is just having the perspective. If you don't know, I'm just gonna tell you guys straight, if you guys don't have the perspective of these other heroes and what they do and what comps they enable and why they're good and what comps like are very great and what's good right now, then if you don't have their perspective, I can see why you think it's S. But considering all the things, right, she is C, okay? I'll give you, she's like a Chung Ah situation, to be honest with you. She's a Chung Ah situation, but I prefer Chung Ah over Hansi. So that's why she's C, okay? That is why she's C. Hela, kind of similar situation. She is B though. She is definitely on C. I would much prefer Hela over Hansi for sure. The problem with Hansi is that she has a long time to ramp up, and she is generally pretty squishy. And right now, okay, level 20 max, everything, boys, okay? Right now, Hansi, like, the only comp that she really shines at is like armor, banner, giant comps, okay? And that works, okay? But, you know, so does every other hero. But yeah, Hela is pretty strong, not A tier, definitely. I don't think she's that bad. It's just like all these characters are DPS, right? And it's like the matter of fact of how much DPS and how squishy you are. Like if you can't survive to do DPS, then you know you're just like whatever. So Hela, she does a lot of AoE damage, a lot of DPS, and definitely over Hansi. Like I would say Chung Ah, Hela, Hansi is kind of like this little, like they're kind of like on the same level of like teeter-tottering between tiers over the years for me. So next one, Ian, still as Joel. Oh, Joel is an interesting one. Now, I believe, if I remember right, I put him in C. And because of Strife Battlefield, we are seeing the emergence of Joel, boys. And if you guys haven't been using Joel for Strife Battlefield yet, I recommend doing it. And there's a reason why he's used right now, and he is really good right now, and he's so good in Strife that I will actually put him in B. I can't believe freaking Joel gets an up tier, and he is really good right now in Strife. He is my definitely go-to because Kirdan is actually broken right now. He's kind of like a budget Kirdan, to be honest. Because of his kit, he's kind of budget Kirdan. So Joel is B. All right, Kanak still D tier, hasn't changed. Kirdan is definitely freaking S, man. This guy needs some freaking nerfs, dude. But he is definitely, I'm telling you, if once his bug gets fixed in freaking Strife, he is definitely going to be the pick, and you're definitely going to be seeing a lot of Kirdan if there's not like something equivalent to a Grand Arena buff applied to Strife. But Kirdan, you're definitely going to be seeing Kirdan in Strife, boys, and he is S. He is freaking S. Leo, one of the tanks that you start off with, solid tank, not the greatest, you know. He enables, you know, giant comps. Like if I'm running a giant comp, I'm putting him on there because he has innate reflect, and he is a solid C tier hero. Lily, one of the best tanks in the game, hero lock, S rank, don't need to say. Lunaire, S rank, buffer. Lyca, he's fell off. He is C, pretty solid, but not, you know, Kanak tier, but yeah, C rank. Mano, last time there was a tier list, I put him in A when he was released. Didn't know how I feel about him. As I played more, he is definitely S. I think he is unique enough to hold on his own, and he provides. He's not just a copy of Lunaire, okay? That is on paper. You know, if you're a new player and you look at this and you don't really know much better, and you look at it, you're like, they're the same. Like, why would I use Mano instead of Lunaire, right? And there are reasons, and what he provides. Still S. I still feel like he is S. Mara, the go-to. She is really strong. Void feeder. You know, if you're running void comms, you're running Mara's. You know, provides stun. You know, pathing and all this stuff. Great Mel, fan favorite, S rank. Mirsyl, she hasn't changed. She's B. And Neria, I think she's still pretty strong. She's received a lot. It's kind of similar to Joel, to be honest. Like, but even better than Joel. But she is very strong, a lot of freaking damage, scales off of attack speed now, great. Nibella is still C. She needs changes in her kit. There are a lot of heroes that does what she does, but even better, and she doesn't really have, she's lacking that identity. There's like this sand thing going on, but like she's lacking like this identity thing. Yeah. Maybe if she, like, when she does her skill, she'll do like the Ophelia like drain field, not a drain field, but instead of her case, like maybe she does like a DOT like widespread sandstorm or something that like hits everyone when she does her skill, or something unique, because right now there, like, Kirdan exists and Zuo Bai exists, and she's just getting really overshadowed. So Ophelia still D tier, like. Yeah, she's still pretty bad. Priya, she is C tier still. Like, don't get me wrong, she does a lot of damage, a lot of AoE stuns and all this stuff, but like she's just she. I mean, yeah, AoE. I mean, because she has AoE stun, Para or Bardrey, you can do AoE stun. Okay, because of that, she's C. If she didn't do that, it should be D. It's personally. And it's hard for me to put her in B because you really don't see her as often. Rahawk, he is the battle pass right now. Pretty sick skin. Rahawk, he does the double. You get the damage buff, right? He is B tier. He's B tier. Great for hero boss. He throws two birds and you have the damage boost on the 2 targets, and he is solid. He even does a lot of damage himself and can be a carry. Ren, I did put her in S. The more I play her, the more I want to put her in A, and I'm going to put her in A. For this list, I'm going to put her in A. And my issue with Ren, I don't know if it's my perspective, but there was a time when Ren was freaking awful. She was awful, and then she received a buttload of buffs, and then Awakenings came out, and her Awakenings were very weak. And I guess maybe that's my perspective, where like I've seen the evolution of this character, and even now I kind of see some highlights of that, like that vision, that perspective, right? And my main issue with her is that if she's kind of like a ramping character. If she's not ramping, like if she's not able to ramp, she literally just dies. Like she just dies, right? That's kind of like my issue. But like, Mel, she dies, right? But like she dishes out like a buttload of damage, right? Like, Ren dishes out a lot of damage too, but like I feel like Ren is like this ramping. You really have to get that ramp going with Ren. And I don't know, there's something about it I feel, and I have been playing a lot of Ren recently, and the more I play her, the more I'm feeling this gap. I'm feeling this like, oh, she's like not the S tier that I thought, right? So there are some things holding back, and I think for this tier list, I feel more comfortable putting her in A. Ren fans, I am sorry. Right, she is A. Void Feeder, go-to puppet summon, the only quote-unquote summoner in this game, and she does a lot of freaking damage if you are building her as a carry, and unique, what she brings to the table, and A seems right. Rossette, she is B still, really solid tank. She used to be D tier, great for damage buffing, one of the higher percentage. Shelda, she's great. As much as I like Shelda, she is C. Solid tank, kind of one note, and not as strong definitely in the meta right now, but solid tank. Tay Beck, I think I put him in C. He B. I'm gonna put him in. I'm gonna up tier this bad boy. I'm gonna up tier him. He is such a solid, like, if you need a tank, or if you need some kind of, like, his effect is so unique. It's kind of like the Cain effect, right? Is like what he brings is very unique. Like no one else does what he does, and that is something that enables a great character. It's like, oh, what kind of utility does this guy bring? Like if I need to do this, like, oh, if you need a tank, you can put this guy in here, right? And he provokes things, and he is invincible while he is casting, of course, Awakening 2 if you're using him. I think he deserves an up tier to B. Tay-san, he is an A. He is the only kind of tankish character that can be really a carry, truly, and it's because of his mechanics of getting like armor, and he does like damage based on his armor and things like that, and max health, and he deserves an A spot for sure. Next one, Tia is B, even though of the swiftness buff in arena. She is B. Yeah, B, like maybe B plus, but I can't really do that, so B. She's like mid plus tier ish, so B tier. Victoria, now a lot of people are like, Victoria's S. I think she's still A, dude. I don't think she is not up here for me. She is not up here. I've tried to play her, man, and a lot of people are like, oh no, you can do chapter 15 level 8 Victoria. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you see, I haven't seen anything personally. If the Chapter 10 Corruption 15 level 8 Victoria, I am almost positive that person, whoever did it, is using a higher level Lunaire. I'm telling you right now, that person is using a higher level Lunaire. You guys can correct me in the comments or not, but you have to, you know, I mean, I can clickbait you guys. You know, I can do level 1 Victoria, and then I'm using a level 20 Lunaire, right, with like, you know, almost max relic stats, right? So I'm just saying. All right, I'm just putting it out there. I know I did you know, I know I did like a speedrun thing, Great Rift. She does bonkers damage, do not get me wrong. She has a lot of burst. There is she's kind of a problem in arena for sure, but like because of those facts, A tier. She is a little clunky for me. I'm not gonna lie, she is a little clunky. If the stars don't really, if something goes wrong, she goes wrong, and I played with her a lot, and I think she is not exactly S tier yet. So for her now, A. She is A, still A. Next one, Yan. She was C tier. I think she does way too much damage and healing for me to put her in C, so I'm gonna up tier to B. I'm gonna move her to B tier. Solid character. Next one, Zuo Bai. He is the god tier lightning god. He received a lot of buffs in the past, and he even is favored in the grand arena buff, and he is reigning terror, boys, and I have to up tier him to A, man. He's pretty strong. He still has problems. He still has problems, right? If he gets CC'd, he's done. So that is definitely, you either, you know, you can do like glass cannon builds where you're trying to like one shot the team. Like if they don't get the chance to CC me, they are dead, right? Or you can go for the more like a little more defensive where you're putting like crown on them or something, and you're like, haha, you can't CC me, right? So yeah, I mean, even like he is very strong right now, very good. A tier, god tier skin. Lightning God is one of the best skins in the freaking game, way better than the Mel one in my opinion, and he is, I mean, they went all out on that skin. Zuo Bai, well deserved. Zuo Yun, his brother, he is going to still be A for me. I have he's solid everywhere, man, solid everywhere in my opinion, and he's a raid staple, so not much said. Jupiter, mid tier B. I think I feel good about this list, boys. Let me know in the comments below what you agree with, what you disagree with. How do you feel about Victoria? How do you feel about Zuo Bai? Have you gotten the god tier skin? And let me know in the comments below about how you feel about the Strive Battlefield mode. I'm definitely going to be covering it, but until the mode kind of plateaus and kind of like stabilizes, I'm definitely not going to be covering it until then. But I am definitely having a lot of fun with that freaking mode, boys. I'm gonna be playing it constantly. If you guys see me in the matchmaking playing against me, let me know, send me a message or something. It is definitely fun, and I'm definitely want to do some live streams or something in the future when like the season opens up and things like that, and play with you guys, and that'll be very fun. As always, thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and to subscribe for each of the hero tier list update that I do. And I'll see you in the next one, boys. Later.